In this project, we're going to create the random number generator and the multiplication quiz. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add in comments so that we know what each of our lines of code are going to do. So this first comment is we're going to return a random number in between 1 and 100. The next line of code, we're going to declare a variable called x. We're going to set it equal to math.floor and then parentheses math.random. So the math.random is going to return a random number in between 0 and 1. We're going to multiply it by 100. That gets us a random number between 0 and 99. We're going to add 1 to do 1 in 100. And then we're going to use the math.floor function to round it down to the nearest integer. Then we're going to do something similar for a random number between 10 and 100 that's a multiple of 10. We're going to declare a new variable called y, and we're going to multiply a random number in between 1 and 10 by 10. So similar to what we did above, we're going to do the math.floor and then parentheses math.random, and this time we just want a random number in between 1 and 10. So we're going to multiply the math.random by 10 and then add 1. So that gets us from a random number between 0 and 1 to a random number between 0 and 9, and then a random number between 1 and 10, and then we multiply that entire statement by 10, and that gets us a random number between 10 and 100 that's a multiple of 10. Now we're going to actually run the game. So we're going to declare a new variable called response. We're going to ask the user for an input, and the input is going to first prompt the user and ask them what is x times y. So again, here we can use the string concatenation function. So what is, and then that's going to be in a string. We're going to use the plus sign to concatenate it with the variable x, which is going to be one of our random numbers. And then we're going to concatenate that with multiplied by, and then y, which is our other variable, and then the question mark. We're going to parse int that so that the string becomes an integer. We're going to store it in response. Now we're creating our if then else statement. So if the response that the user gives is equal to x times y, then we're going to tell the user they got it right. Else, if it's wrong, we're going to tell the user that they got it incorrect. And again here, don't forget the semicolons after each alert and the open and close curly brackets. As you can see, there's a little underline there to make sure that we're syncing up our open and curly brackets. So we're testing this out. It looks like it works. You got one right. We're going to press the up arrow and try it again and see if we can enter something in incorrectly. We got it wrong. So it looks like our program is working as expected.